All right, we're back with another Prize Picks video. This one is going to be kind of a combo video. We're going to be talking Monday Night Football, and we're going to be talking the postseason baseball today. So definitely a lot of picks. I got at least 6. Probably talk about more even, but love to give you guys as many plays as possible. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We've been ripping out content consistently, and we've grown super fast. Over 1,000 subscribers now in just over a month. So loving, all the support you guys are giving me. Go ahead and leave the video a like so more people can see it. And I love hearing you guys in the comments as well. If you love the picks I give. If you hate a pick, let me know. Tell me you don't like it. Tell me why I shouldn't take it. And then also if you're tailing these picks, I love hearing that as well. Or even just roast me from last video. Sunday was probably the worst day I've had in terms of sports betting. On top of that, college football was also horrible for me. So just a bad weekend for me. And I am sorry about that. But a lot of bounce back potential in terms of the next few videos. So let's jump right into the board. We're going to be talking Monday Night Football first. And first guy we're going to be talking about is Cousins. We're going to over his pass attempts at 36.5. They are underdogs again in this game, obviously going up against a really good 49ers team. Now you might be thinking I'm crazy here with no Justin Jefferson. But let's just jump into his page and kind of go over the data and analysis. We're going to Kirk Cousins. The reality is they're going to throw the ball whether Jefferson's in or not. Kirk Cousins has been really solid this year. He's a good quarterback. He can find guys that are open. And they still got, a decent amount of weapons even without Justin Jefferson on the field. In terms of the games this year, he's gone over in 4 of the 6 games. The 2 games he didn't go over, they won the game. So they were up and didn't need to throw the ball. So positive game script in this one at 7-point underdogs. See if this ever comes up. 7-point underdogs. So really like the potential Kirk, keep airing it out. And if we look a little further, San Francisco has given up a lot of passing attempts, usually because people are playing from behind. But they're ranked 31st. That's 39.2 pass attempts per game. Cousins is a guy that loves to throw the ball. Their offense, it will come up later, but I think they throw the ball 70% of the time, as you can see right here. So really, really liking Cousins in this spot. If you're someone that only goes off the odds, off the money, where the money's going, it is a slight. It's at -106, so it's still minus money. But under 36.5 is at -120. So if you're looking at maybe a red flag in this one, that would be the only thing. And obviously Jefferson out. But I think Cousins gets there at 36.5. He really crushes that line in games they're trailing. So hopefully the game script goes our way. And then in terms of his number one guy in this game and for the next few weeks, it's going to be TJ Hawkinson. You could look at his yards, fantasy score, if you think he's going to get in the end zone. You could definitely look at this as well if you like that fantasy score. But 5.5 receptions for TJ Hawkinson, I'm really, really loving. Let's go pull up his page here. TJ Hawkinson over 5.5 receptions. Even money at -115. He's gone over in 4 of 6 games. One of the games he missed was against Carolina in a game that they were up. Didn't really need to pass the ball. But we already talked about it a little bit. 26th ranked in terms of receptions allowed. 24.8 receptions. So they give up a lot of yards, they give up a lot of attempts, and they give up a lot of receptions. Again, a lot of that goes into teams playing from behind. But yeah, we talked about it, 70% pass rate. Hawkinson's going to be their number one guy with no Jefferson for the next few weeks. And I think they get him involved early, as well as being kind of that, big body they go to when they really need a third down completion or something like that. So Hawkinson's going to be my number one combo with Cousins. And then next guy we're going to be talking about is going to be KJ Osborne. The guy that I think has stepped up the most without Jefferson in the lineup. I'm going to go to his receiving yards. Obviously, you could look at receptions to kind of perfectly correlate this, but they correlate as well with the receiving yards. But let's jump up and look at Osborne. 39.5, that's going to be, plus money. We're looking at over 39.5, that's -125. It is 40.5 on PrizePicks. But that just means people are betting it up. Last 2 games, he's gone over this. And again, I kind of said it. I kind of mentioned it. He's been kind of the guy that's moved into a bigger role with the absence of Jefferson, with the injury of Jefferson. So from the beginning of the year, he's done well in those 2 games where, Jefferson got hurt and then missed completely. So I'm liking Osborne to step up in this role. You could look at Addison and Madison as well. Obviously, they're the next best targets here. Addison might be a popular play today as well. But I'm liking Osborne, getting a little discount on him. I think Addison's is at like 51 or something. So I'm kind of liking a little discount here with Osborne. We talked about the matchup. We talked about the game script, and he stepped up. So let's go with Osborne as the third guy on the Vikings. And then to get a 49ers play in here, my favorite's going to be Brandon Ayuk. Let's go check out his page. I'm actually going to his receptions as well, so a lot of receptions here. 5.0, a lot of push potential on this line. It's going to show up at 4.5 on Outlier. Brandon Ayuk. It's going to show up at, where do I got him? I got to get his receptions lined up. It's going to show up at 4.5 on Outlier, but obviously huge favorite to go over that line, minus 165. That's why I said very big push potential in this one. And then let's look at his games. 2 of 5 games he's gone over. 3 of 4 games. 3 of the 5 games he's gone under. In terms of the targets, though, and I'll go more into this Cleveland game, he's getting more targets. So no Deebo Samuel, like we talked about. If McCaffrey's hindered a little bit, if he's hobbled up a little bit, I don't think he will be. But let's say he is. That's even more into this bet. But against this Cleveland team without Deebo Samuel, I think Deebo Samuel might have missed this game as well. But I know he missed this game. 10 targets, and he only got 4 receptions, but he had 10 targets. That's kind of almost the bigger number in that one. And it was against a Cleveland team that does not give up receptions to wide receivers or just receptions in general. They're a very good defense. And then in terms of this matchup, we got Minnesota giving up 25 receptions per game, which is ranked 29th. And then if we pull up specifics here for wide receivers, Vikings are giving up 16.67. That's dead last in the league in terms of giving up receptions to wide receivers. And that Cleveland team that he played last week, where he had 4 receptions and just went under this line, they give up 7.5 receptions to wide receivers. So I'm loving Ayuk in this spot. Again, ton of push potential, which isn't a negative, but we'd love to see him go over this, and I think he does. So that's going to be the 4-man kind of power play you could do for Monday Night Football. Just to kind of go over it one more time, we got Kirk Cousins at over 36.5 pass attempts. That goes into the game script. And, they pass the ball a lot anyway. But if they find themselves down, he's going to be slinging the ball. I know Justin Jefferson's not playing, but he's going to be slinging the ball. And the guy slinging it to, we got Hawkinson at 5.5 receptions. That's an over. And we got KJ Osborne at 40.5 receiving yards. That's an over. And then Brandon Ayuk, we just talked about him, so I won't go into him again. But Brandon Ayuk over 5.0 receptions. But that will do it for Monday Night Football. Let's go ahead and clear that. I already submitted this, but let's go ahead and clear that and talk some MLB real quick. Now, Scherzer's probably the biggest question mark because he has kind of a weird year all year, but he got lit up in that first game against Houston that he pitched. But I would almost want to go under on his fantasy score or something. But a lot of my prop tools are saying that you should hammer the over on the fantasy score. So someone to if you have an intuition about Max Scherzer, I'm staying away from him personally. But that's kind of my biggest question mark. I thought I'd just mention that. I'm going to go with Christian Javier, and I'm going to go to his pitching outs. Where'd it go? PrizePicks keeps doing that. Javier, I'm going his pitching outs. Look at his fantasy score as well. I'm going back and forth. I'm playing these evenly tonight. But I'm going to pitching outs over, and I'll show you why. He's gone over this line, I think 95% of the time this year. Christian Javier. Oh, we got to switch over to MLB real quick. 1 second. Christian Javier. Obviously, also with all these pitchers, we have a game under our belt in the postseason. So if they play them a few times in the regular season, you literally have postseason play to kind of base it off. Obviously, that's one game. But he's got a lot of history against these guys. He's gone over this line in 9 of 9 games against Texas specifically. He's never gone over this 12.5 line. The money is on the under at minus 145. So I don't get that. If you have it on a sports book, I take it on a sports book at that plus money. But I'm still taking it PrizePicks. Again, look at the pitching fantasy score as well. But last 20 games, over in 16 to 20 of these games, the games he's missing, he's just getting pulled after the 4th inning. In 2023, 29 of 33 games he's gone over this. If we look specifically against this team, not a lot of people bat well against him. Obviously, it's a good hitting Texas team, but Seager would be a guy if you don't want to go for Christian Javier and maybe think he's going to get hit off a lot, go with Seager. Maybe go with Lowell. But I'm liking Javier today. So that's going to be the first pick for me. And then next guy, I'm seeing if he has a line yet. Brantley doesn't have a line, and it makes sense to me. because usually he has a 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs line. He doesn't have one because if we look at the matchup for him, this is Brantley right here. 56 at-bats against Scherzer. 20 hits, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, and 357 batting average. So I wanted to hammer Brantley. Of course, they don't have a line for him. But next best option for me is going to be Jordan Alvarez. 8 at-bats, 4 hits, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. You could look at his fantasy score. I'm going to go with his hits, runs, RBIs, and I'll show you why in a second. But he has that, he can get walked a lot too. So let me just pull it up on PrizePicks. I'm kind of all over the place right now. Alvarez, I'm probably just super excited for NBA to start tomorrow. Alvarez, hits, runs, RBIs. Let's go over here. Definitely look at the hitter fantasy score. But Alvarez has been absolutely on fire. He's gone over this line, I think, in almost every single game against Texas. So 9 of 10 games he's gone over this line. He missed it on game 1 against Texas where they scored 0 points, or 0 runs if you want to call it in baseball. But he's just been on fire. Just crazy. So I'm riding Alvarez's hot streak. And not only is it a hot streak, he has a great batting average against Scherzer specifically. So I'm riding Alvarez here tonight. And then for third pick, I wanted to run with Trey Turner. His hitter fantasy score is just a little bit too high for me. I would love a hits, runs, RBIs line for him. But I'm actually really liking this Ketel Marte and Trey Turner combo. So that's going to be what I'm riding with. I already submitted this little 3-man. Definitely go ahead and combo that with Monday Night Football. But before I end the video, I do want to just show you why I'm liking Trey Turner and Marte. Let's put Trey Turner real quick. So over hits, runs, RBIs, he's the best matchup in terms of hitting against Merrill Kelly. Trey Turner, 21 at-bats, 429 batting average with 6 RBIs. So I really like that, obviously. And then 8 of his last 10 games, he's gone over this 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs line. He could get to that 3.0 even more by himself. So I'm liking Trey Turner. And then the combo is not like some dud either. Marte's been really good as well. Let's look at Marte. Over 1 hits, runs, RBIs. He's on an 8 of the last 10 as well. Looks like these games that these are probably home run games, but he could get there just by himself as well. So if I'm getting a combo of Marte and Trey Turner at 3.0, I'm really liking it already just looking at the history, but they both have solid matchups as well. Marte's is a little bit worse, 1 for 6, but he has a home run and 3 RBIs. So I'm liking Marte and Trey Turner, the little combo here. But yeah, that's going to do it. Again, look at these picks. You can combo Monday Night Football with baseball if you like. I kind of did a 3-man flex play just because I don't run power plays for 3-mans on PrizePicks. I also actually did this on Underdog as well. But mix and match. Don't always have to do a 6-man. I like to do a 6-man just because it's fun to get that super 25x payout. But mix and match them and do them with some 2-mans as well, so you can kind of hedge your bets there. But yeah, that's going to do it. Again, sorry for the long video, and sorry for last week. Just this will make up for it, hopefully. And then NBA is right around the corner, daily videos. But yeah, we got to go. Almost at 14 minutes. So let's make some money tonight. Peace out.